or no?
No, he has a special intro to do.
Yeah. Welcome to Biscuit Tin RPG, everybody. As you can see, I've done a little bit of a makeup change here. As you can see, I look fantastic. Welcome to the show. This is Tales from the Gate. This is what happens when you spend too long in the first gate. You stop moving, and you show everyone your two favorite birds. So yeah, without further ado, let me change into something a little more appropriate here. Probably helps. Oh, that's good. That shows up on the stream. That's even better. Too bad there's not a quick way of doing that. I guess I'm back, everybody. Thank you. Ugh. Stupid chair.
I was worried you threw your back because of that.
That would be terrible. But like, well, everybody, I just failed my
And
Constitution save.
that's the end of the stream for the
And
day.
goodbye, everybody. I think I'm dead. All right. So, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. Tales from the Gate. This may very well be the last episode of Tales for the Gate for the time being because we're going into the convention season. And this was really just a little intro to run through, have some people enjoy the setting, and, give it some life, give it some flavor, create an NPC. Thank you, Quinn. I appreciate your invaluable input into grits. But
No.
that being said, we do have, if you follow my TikTok and my Instagram, I do have updated conventions. I may actually be adding on another one, which isn't technically a convention, but it is more of the little bit of the alternative scene. I've applied and I'm on the wait list for Odd and Feral here in Kansas City. It is on June 15th, so even if I don't go, you should definitely check it out. It's if you're a spooky kid, it's a fun time. So go check it out. As well as my other ones coming up here in April. I have 3 conventions, literally 3 weeks in a row. I'm be tired, and I'm gonna sound like Batman by the end of the third day of every convention. It happens every single time. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the recap from last session. Tales from the Gate, session 4, the Fooey Festival system, which angered half of the group, and I'm here for that. The group picks back up in the bar they were last at after having a nice tall glass of ale. They finally decide that learning more information is vital to the cause and elect to go back to Lord Alaric's manor and do some snooping. Eventually piecing together some bits and bobs here and there, they were caught trespassing in the manor by none other than Alaric himself, who rather than start a fight, he issued a command for the party to leave and do what they were hired to do in the first place. But not before knocking Grits completely out with a show of force. As the rest of the party headed out, a maid handed them a small scrap of paper that would prove useful to them when they finally got to the Erudition library office. Once they began researching the little bits and pieces they had put together so far on the investigation, and one name seemed to pop up over and over, and that is Nye Lethriana, an archfey who seems to have brokered a deal with Alaric a long time ago. With this information, we will see what the party does next. Will they investigate further or go in search of an ancient being to learn more from the old learn more bleh! Are they going to learn stuff the old-fashioned way, like detectives and stuff? I don't know. It's not what I wrote here, but I'm just going to we ball, all right? So, we pick
Oh, if
back up.
only there was an editor for hire.
Shut your face.
There is no editing what comes out of this man's mouth.
I was gonna say you can't be a real-time editor for his words that are spoken verbally.
I'm quick on my head foot, just not with my mouth face.
Okay, he broke my cochlear. I'm leaving now.
All right. So here we are. You were all still currently in the Erudition library. You found out some information. You keep finding this name, Nylethriana. What you've gathered so far is I have a whole page on what you figured out. You found out more about the Celestial Gem and its actual true name of the Star Heart, as well as that it seems that Nylethriana is responsible for how it came to be in Alaric's possession in the first place. After he stole it on her behalf, she made him the custodian of the gem itself, which has taken him quite far. But the other piece that you found out was that if he doesn't get it back after an unnamed amount of time, or before an unnamed amount of time, bad things can happen. He did make a deal with an archfey, so that's fun. So, what do you all plan on doing?
I mean, Grits is eating books right now.
Okay. So, ingesting knowledge in an unconventional manner. All right, Grits, you are busy. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the most unhinged to the least unhinged. So, Remus, you're gonna have to wait till last. Let's be honest.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So, Moriarty, what are you doing?
Don't like that.
I'm immediately
But I'm
insulted where I'm at
after-
in the ranks.
Well, Moriarty just kind of looks around and is like, so, should we just like wait until his time is up and he just dies and then find the gem for our new employer, or like, should we be proactive?
Well, what would be the point in not getting it now? I mean, keeping it out of his hand either way is the goal. So might as well leave him in the dark, go get it, and then just give it to our new employer. And he dies, gets killed, whatever.
I'm not sure if it's gonna be like death. Archfey aren't really that kind when it comes to their consequences.
The consequences I'm not too worried about. It's more just getting the gem. And the longer we wait to look for it, the more of a chance he finds it, right?
Yep. Oh, sorry, random thought, but since this is used to be the Starheart but been downgraded to Celestial Gem, would its light hurt you because you're a vampire?
No, I have this funny little amulet someone gave me. I don't know who, but it stops sunlight from burning me. It's how I'm able to walk outside. It would hurt me if I didn't have it though. So it's very important.
Grits like finishes like the last piece of the book she was eating, looks up at everyone with like a newfound knowledge in her eyes and goes, maybe if we wait long enough, they'll turn him into a fish and then put him in an enclosure so he can see the opulence that he'll never again have, and that kind of fish is going to be immortal, so he'll be left with his torments until the end of time.
So once again, not sure how we're getting the gem out of that. But fun theory.
We would have more time.
That got real deep real quick.
Fish don't like shallow water.
Oh. She
The
ate a
question
book
is,
of
do we want to
fairy
go
tales.
find this Laethriana woman and see if she has it? Assumedly, is there anything in the contract that stops her from, or any like Fae from taking the gem?
Not that you've found. The only thing you've really found in here is that his contract specifically stated he had to keep a hold of it, more or less, until she decided to reclaim it.
Can I just point out that maybe going to the Archfey, who's going to want that stone back and is going to do everything in their power to trick us and utilize us until we're no longer of use and then just get rid of us, is probably not the smartest idea.
Well, no,
I mean, what do
it's
I
the
know? I'm just
smartest
eating food,
idea.
but
But it is our only current lead. I mean, what else do we got? I guess we have Alara Blackthorn, who's at some point mentioned in the contract. Or Blackthorn, the name Blackthorn.
Seraphina Blackthorn, I think.
It's in the contract somewhere. It was mentioned.
No, I think that was the family name of the person who used to own the Celestial Gem.
No, that would have been
No, that is Seraphina Starweaver.
Starweavers,
That's
yeah.
the one.
That is the last known owner.
You did see the Blackthorn name, and you had your theories about how Alara's involved, but it never specifically mentioned Alara's name.
Yeah.
You could do some more research if you wanted to try to figure out how they're connected, but that is ultimately up to you.
So
Well-
there's that.
Maybe instead of going to her directly, we find one of her rivals or like someone from a different court than her. The Archfey like to gain leverage over other Fae, so
And also, people who don't like each other tend to gossip. We might pick up something from that.
If that's what
do
you
we
want to do, I mean,
But I think we should give it back not to him.
no,
Rather-
no.
Like, I think it would probably make the Crimson Fox a little happy to watch him suffer, especially due to nonsense with an Archfey.
I'm sure.
yeah. Do we have
Also,
a way
giving
to
it to her
contact
gives
our
us more
employer?
money. So she said she's gonna meet us. And I guess I don't remember what time period it was, but at the same place we met before.
One of the
Um,
moons. I don't know which.
I never wanted to give it back to him. He's a dick.
We get more money
I
giving
mean,
it to
I'm
her
also
anyways.
a dick, but like, it's only cool when I do it.
I mean, I thought it would be helpful at one point just to give it to him so she could steal it back and it would make him more mad, but no, he's
That
an
would
asshole.
probably just reset the time frame on how long he would have to
Also
be
that.
out of his.
No, he's a dick. He can go away.
Currently giving
I
it to
ate
him
like
is
3 of the
feels like
paintings
the
in his
worst
hallway,
option.
so
Here's our options, I think. One, we
Yeah.
give it to him, which pays us less and gives it to a bad person who doesn't deserve it, right? Two is
Also
give it
knocked out
to
our teammate.
also that. Yes, we teammate is a bit but
I'm a bit what?
someone we
I'm a
know.
bit what? I'm a bit what? Do you want to keep all your fingers?
Option two is we give it to the Crimson Fox and we get more
Chris is like
money.
slow motion.
It's
opening
more
her mouth.
moral that way. And you
Leaning-
know, it'd be fun to watch the guy crumble. Option three is we just keep it for ourselves and get rich.
Yeah, no, people are gonna chase after us if we have it, so
That's no fun.
Option
People chase after me all the
4.
time. Is that not normal?
You can deal with it. I mean,
also I
Option
take
4
out
is
some
making sure that it goes back to the last known Starweaver. That's a family lineage that's had it the longest.
that's true, but I kind of imagine that we don't know who the Crimson Fox is. I kind of imagine it's the Starweaver.
No, but it's part of the pieces of their family. It might
Yeah.
be important
You
to
know
them, and
what
it
would
might
be
be worth
really messed
a
up?
reward.
And also in
then
option 5, we
option-
throw it in the portal and just get rid of it. That's the
Actually,
most.
that's a
we
good
just want to
option
make.
too.
Yeah, we just really just
Yeah.
want to fuck with everyone. Yeah.
and
Hey,
then
guys.
option 6,
Chris?
which is the most unlikely one, we find a way to repair it to its original form. Because wasn't its purpose to like keep the heavens and the hell separate or whatever, something like that?
That might break
That's
the game.
doing too
though.
much. I just had a thought, guys. Maybe it's because I ate all those books, but
I wasn't gonna say it.
what if? I mean, the Red Fox's second in command had Fey magic. Is working with Fey magic. I wouldn't put it past a petty archfey to go out of their way to orchestrate something happening to the gem and getting the gem away from him. If she could punish him.
So
If you want it out of the contract, that'd be a good way to do it.
the theory is that
Or
she
it's
stole it from him on purpose, but then lied about stealing it or get someone else to steal it so that she could get us to get it back for her. So to
No,
I
save
mean,
it's
to
time.
more.
be fair, Hot Lady with the shadow thing going on never really told us she didn't steal it. She was just kind of like, "Ooh, do you want to meet my boss? Ooh, I'll give you extra information if you give me something." Blah blah blah. But we don't know much about her. She could be an archfey in disguise.
I suppose
It's want
so.
memories. That's not a normal thing.
That is a
person
very
wants.
fair thing to do, to ask for memories.
Mhm.
But honestly, it's probably more of a backup plan so that if the Crimson Fox does manage to get her hands on the gem, that she has a henchman there to just grab it back.
And she smelled like rotting cotton candy, which is absolutely fey. So, yeah.
That is now canon. Faye smell like rotten cotton candy.
Her real
Young and
weakness is
Lorbo.
raccoons.
Whew. I love that you all have these grandiose plans. They're so fantastic. You've got all these plans 1 through like 7, but you still don't know where the gym is.
We haven't made a single plan. Let's be very clear.
Well,
We have
just
made
This
your
is-
plans
ideas.
with the gym. That's what I mean.
This is some top quality spitballing here. We have no
Yeah,
need for
we
the
were
gym right
incredibly
now.
just.
We are crack detectives. We might as well be the Pinkerton Agency.
The gem is
We have no need
celestial,
for
right?
we have no need for
Yes,
cards.
yeah, Celestial Gem or the Star Heart.
I could go sniffing for starberries and mint. That tends to be celestial, but I wonder if there's like lots of celestials around here, and it might just get me confused. I do have a really good sniffer though.
Meh.
Well, we do know its original, like, I guess you could call it energies. Maybe we could find someone who can detect those specific energies. I mean,
The fact that
You
not
know,
one of us
wait,
has
I
them being
might
object.
actual pause. I think I have something for that. Hold on. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Yes, I can. But it's only 60 feet. I can do it, but it's got really small range on it. It's got to be within like, if I had to guess, like 60 feet of me. I mean, I actually find it. I could just turn myself into a beacon and wander around.
is the librarian still there?
Yeah,
Chances
the
of us
librarian's just been
finding
watching this the entire time, just intrigued.
So
it.
she has this one has an ability, but it's short range. Do you know of any way to boost that to like larger radiuses?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful / expensive is it?
Knowledge is free, but there's always a price.
More books?
I can look it up for you if you really wish to know.
Wait, this place knows everything, right?
Yes.
Do you just know where the Star Heart is right now?
Recent events that have not been recorded yet, we do not have information on.
Worth
And
a try.
anything hidden in shadow or done in secret. We have all the information gathered upon the arrival into First Gate, which covers pasts.
Okay. Was worth a try.
How do I get the range of a beacon of Gondor? Don't ask me how I know what that is because it just popped in my head.
Oh, Middle Earth. They literally look at you and say that. Middle Earth. Yes. Some places it's fiction, some places it's reality. But if you're looking for the ability to have a beacon, excuse me, when you say beacon, do you mean you wish to detect or you wish to attract?
Detect.
Detection.
It's just
Yes. Okay, let me
beacon's
see
the
here.
only word that popped in my head.
Literally, like, puts one hand in the air and starts typing on what appears to be like a holographic keyboard. And then another one down here writing on a tablet and goes, okay, there are, well, this isn't a common one. Only one person has done it before, and it cost their soul.
So
I don't know
how
if I
much,
still
how
have
much
one.
are you feeling about using your soul?
What if I don't have
I'm
one?
technically 2 people. Does my other half count as a part of a soul?
Ooh, hold on. And Grits wants to like reach out to Biscuit. Hey, Biscuit, Biscuit.
Yeah,
I have a soul.
you're alive, aren't you?
That doesn't mean I have a soul. You
No.
know as well as I do that people walk around without souls.
Okay, so you're morally questionable at best right now, right? You live in the gray areas.
Yeah.
You recognize that there are gray areas.
hmm
You have a soul.
Cool. Hopefully this doesn't consume it. Just turns back to the librarian. I have a soul, apparently.
Someone at a bench
Moriarty-
somewhere
Moriarty
getting
goes,
food from
"Wait."
Biscuit is just like, he's like, what the hell? Okay.
Moriarty's like, wait, hang on. Were you talking to your brother? Ask him if he has any souls in stock.
Ooh, he
I'm
might.
pretty sure he's fresh out.
Did you ask?
Hey, Biscuit,
Yeah.
do you have any souls left?
The line goes dead.
That's
bit-
not
that
a
would be a
no.
no.
It takes about 2 minutes, then you hear it crackle back to life, your little sending stone or your device or whatever, and he goes, not in front of the straights.
I'm sorry. I don't.
I have
Okay.
a legitimate business here, and I can't go around telling people what I deal in unless they know to ask for it. Anyway, no, I'm not currently holding any souls. Those were given out as prizes at the last Underground games.
Nuts. Okay. Yeah, we don't got any spare souls.
Hmm.
Also, are you be straight?
Huh?
What?
She's asking if any of them are straight.
You are not a.
Oh,
It's an insane
no.
question. You are not a vampire, and it's not something that happens.
No, I'm asking for a different reason. There's things straight people can't know. Are you guys straight?
Clearly not. What?
He's a vampire older than dust. I'm pretty sure he's dabbled in some things. I'm literally two people, and I work in the criminal underground where sometimes favors are worth more than gold. So,
The
don't
way
know.
that all of that just got wrapped into one thing made me really uncomfortable. We just said, for lack of a better phrase, the way that you can tell that Moriarty is not is that he's a criminal who does favors. He's effectively living the be gay do crime lifestyle.
Yes.
Jesus. I felt I needed to explain that away because that, out of context, that would have been horrible.
Be crime, do gay.
Be crime do gay.
Yeah?
Is that our title?
Be crime do gay. Okay.
What did you want to tell us that this is so important for?
Oh no, it's just some of my brother's like stock shouldn't be mentioned in front of straight people per his own request. So I wanted to make sure you all aren't straight people. I don't assume people's
I'm not
sexualities.
people.
I may be an evil person, but I'm not that kind of evil.
I love that Grits doesn't understand that phrasing. It's like some people not understanding, we got to bury the axe, bury the hatchet. And they're like, why would you bury a hatchet? You need that to chop wood.
She's like Lizelle. Why would we bury it?
Someone says, who cut the cheese? And Grits is immediately like, wait, there's cheese? Why didn't you tell me there was cheese?
It smells like moldy cheese.
So,
We've gotten
Where'd we go from
absolutely
here?
nowhere.
Anyway,
Rich is gonna
where
look back
were
at the
we?
librarian.
Muscles.
How do we do the thing?
oh, the thing that you to the beacon?
To make it so I can like do like a sense over everything. Like I can use my ability over a bigger area, much bigger.
Okay, that involves.
I want to be
making
the Eye of Sauron,
Or Baymax.
basically.
Because we're referencing things that are not of my time.
I'm not sure if the One Ring still exists, but we can look into it for you.
No, I'm trying to sense something celestial, which maybe. Who knows? I'm not gonna break
Maybe
my
be a
brain
little
with
bit
that.
more literal.
Let me look. She does a little bit more. The librarian does a little bit more research and prints out on a piece of paper. This is what you will need. Hands it over to you, Grits, and you see on it it is a ritual to summon a very specific demon.
I recognize the demon's name.
Nope.
Do
So
the steps and ingredients look doable, plausible, or ridiculous?
I mean, they're plausible. They're expensive, but they're plausible. They're very hard to come
Or-
by, and it requires at the end it actually has the ritual on how to summon this demon, but it also states what has worked in the past, and thus far only one person has accomplished it, and it required the relinquishing of their soul.
So do you want
Does-
a soul? No.
Hmm.
It seems like this thing's going to take it if we do this. It also just
I'm
seems like it's going to
thinking.
take a
So,
lot.
There could be
Spice.
alternates.
Alouette,
And Grits doesn't. Oh, go ahead.
Alouette, you do know that there, within the city, outside of the Lentil district, on the same side of the gate that everyone comes in on, there are settlements that. Let me pull those up. Go back.
I'm
to
not
the
going to
page.
suggest we go soul farming.
No, not that. Jeez, it's not what I mean at all. But there are settlements. There are settlements to most species, right? So there's elven settlements, dwarven settlements, there's orc settlements, and then they're not 100% those type of settlements, but it's where most of their they kind of like, hey, this is where we go for our stuff, that our culture, our heritage, and stuff like that. Similar to like a little Tokyo or something, in a city, that sort of thing. They have these all over the place, and there is one that the quote unquote immortals tend to stay around. It is one that you have heard rumors of, and it's easy to reach, but no one really likes to go there. Like outside of the people that have that kind of power, not because it's particularly dangerous, because everyone is protected under the auspices of the first gate and the rule of law. But that doesn't mean if you go there, you're not going to be tempted to make some deals that are not in your best interest, as the gate will not protect you from your own choices.
Mm.
So there is a
Grits
place
is-
where you can find immortals and information about immortals.
I do
Grits
ask the
is-
librarian. But has there been any like case studies of what happens to you called it a Banderbold? Is that what you are? If a Banderbold loses their soul.
I'm going to eat your entire fucking hand. I'm not a science experiment.
I think
There,
you should really just.
I will
hold
make
off.
sure you never science again, science man. I'm sure you can't science without
I'm
hands.
not the science man. I'm the thief man.
Okay, well, you can't steal without hands either. Actually,
Lost
you
hands
can. You'd have
before.
to use your mouth, so maybe I'll sew your mouth shut too.
wow. Depends.
Stay out of this 42.
42 is outside. 42 is like, I want nothing to do with this. Y'all are crazy. And this isn't a bar.
Mm.
And also,
So
the librarian would probably report him.
so there are after a couple minutes, the librarian looks at you and goes, there are varying things that happen. It depends on who they were before, and the proclivities of the realm from which they are in when the soul is lost. When a soul is taken, immediately taken, as in they no longer have their soul, they may simply be twisted into aligning more with the person that owns their soul, or they may be morally bankrupt, having no concept of conscience. But
She's already pretty bitey. Maybe we shouldn't.
that doesn't necessarily mean that making a deal relinquishes your soul right away. Most common demon deals that we've run across in our long histories involve not the immediate loss of a soul, but it is payable upon death. most people, once they die after making one of these deals, are restricted by their soul's wielder from being resurrected, unless it suits the owner's whims.
Mm.
And then others are made into soul coins, so that's interesting.
Hey, what do you know about this demon? Like Grits like shows the name.
That demon has never been summoned here, has never made an appearance here. We know nothing about this demon, other than that it has made deals. And we know that from the person who came through and made said deal. However, that person has long since moved back to the realm from which they came, as their
Hmm.
gate mark is showing inactive.
Do we want to go talk to the immortals, maybe?
Sure. We can use this as a backup plan.
Yes, it feels a bit
Does anyone have a
extreme.
disguise kit?
Disguise? Why do you need a disguise?
Who did you
Yeah.
piss off?
See,
Nobody needs
they
a
can't
disguise for the immortals unless they piss someone off.
they can't kill me here. But I'm certain they do quite a few other things to skirt the rules because I'm supposed to be trapped in their realm right now. And they told me, don't touch this thing, right? That was like the biggest rule, the biggest no-no. I touched the thing. I don't fear things, but I do understand that like I'm gonna have a lot less fun if that immortal finds out I'm here.
Which one?
Well,
John. I don't know the immortal's name.
That's the thing. Vanderbolts never do. All you know is you work for some unknowable entity outside.
Well, that's not
Unknowable
helpful.
entity.
yeah.
What's the
let me
chances
see.
are there? I mean,
I'll
I mean,
tell
I always
you.
call them Bob in my head, but like,
if
Hold
it's that,
still.
if it's
Let me
you
let me
worry
get
about
your
it that
measurements
much.
real quick. Just don't bite off my fingers. Okay. Looks like you're a size 5, 7. Hmm. And he starts digging in his bag, and he's like, "I think I have something. Nope, that's too pink. Nope, nope. Okay, here we go." Pulls out like a tuxedo.
Well, you have formal wear and you're not wearing it. Am I the only one here with some sense of decency? I mean,
it's a tuxedo. I might be bloody, but I'm still a girl. I like feminine things. Don't let my armor fool you. Oh, you know what, Alouette? You're pretty strong, right? You could probably like carry me, and I could pretend to be like a sentient plushie toy. And any like confusion, I just like divert over to you.
Well,
okay,
the
that's
only
an
other
interesting
thing I have
plan.
is a grandmother's house dress and a ballerina's tutu. Why did I steal that?
I'll wear the tutu.
Okay.
I'm sure that will stop them from recognizing you. Yeah, yeah. Let's go with that.
She's gonna
Also,
put the tutu on over her armor too.
Nothing
here's a
screams subtle
suggestion for the
like a
disguise
kobold in a
part.
tutu.
Just don't threaten murder. No one will recognize you if you don't threaten murder.
That's not true. I didn't threaten murder, and Biscuit recognized me.
Yeah, because he's your brother. Everyone else in the city has probably heard and threatened by threats of murder from you by this point.
That's fair. Grits is actually gonna put the tutu on and then put her armor on, so the tutu like puffy skirt is like sticking
So
out
it's
from between the
not,
armor.
it's barely even there.
Nice.
Also, here's
What's your
a
incredible disguise? Who we got there?
here's a wet wipe so you can get the blood off of you.
But it's a fashion statement. And a death wish.
The blood is kind of a recognizable part of your thing.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it might help to get rid of it.
Mm.
You wanted to have a disguise. I mean,
Fritz like grabs the wet wipe and like pouts like a child as she's scrubbing the blood off of her face.
That tracks.
Don't worry, I'll let you bite off my finger after we're done with this and get some of my blood or whatever. It's not all of it.
Okay.
Wow. All right. So you have a disguise, Grits. Anybody
Let's
else
go.
disguising themselves, or are we just gonna head towards the immortal encampment?
it's,
I think we should stop
I'm
the
immortal,
chaos
right?
and just
I
move
belong
towards the immortal.
I'm damn curious how you think I would actually disguise the fact that I'm still a doll.
I don't
You're
think
maybe
you
the
would.
least disguisable of people ever.
Hey, that was not my choice. I let you have carte blanche.
And we decided to be freak biscuits about it.
You did, and now I assume. Oh yes, of course. Grits is spinning around like a ballerina and singing whatever she's singing inside of her own head.
I'm gonna guess that it's something inappropriate.
No, I assume it's I feel pretty. It's so pretty.
Fritz is like,
I
I'm
was
gonna be
kind
the
of
prettiest
expecting
girl at the
Wrecking
party.
Ball.
Wrecking
Grits
Ball.
like stops very suddenly and then reaches in her bag and she's going to focus on the question of, is the immortal I'm avoiding in that community, and like tosses the runes
Uh-huh.
to
Go ahead and make
read
your
that.
wisdom check. I believe it's a wisdom save.
Mhm.
Well,
That doesn't help
While
me
they're doing that,
much.
I pull out a tiara and I hand it over to Grits Here, to complete the set.
Grits is going to wear the tiara.
So are you just like a kleptomaniac, or like why do you have a tutu and the grandma's dress and a tiara in your bag?
He said he was a thief.
16.
Yeah, but
16.
who steals those things, right?
Okay,
I mean,
Well, you
tiara,
don't want to
Here's the
sure, but
steal
thing.
things in your own clothes.
I have a bag of holding that can hold anything. How many
Why don't
you
we put
wouldn't
Grits in the
also fill
bag?
it with whatever you could get your hands on?
I wouldn't. That's junk. I don't need that.
If it can
I
hold
would
anything, why don't we
suffocate
just
in the
put
Tell
Grits
bag
in
of
that
the
to
bag?
holding.
I
Tell
love
that to the guy that I stabbed in the eye with a knitting needle.
I imagine that while this conversation is going on, that's junk. I don't need that. Like Remus is sitting there sucking on this blood bag like it's a Capri Sun.
Yeah, I fully just drinking blood while we're going.
Okay, you're 16. You get visions, and basically your visions is just darkness. And as you come back to, you are able to determine that is a sign for no. The entity from which you ran away from will not be in the immortal area.
Grits just goes, yeah, scoops up the runes and puts them away and then goes back to spinning around.
Jesus.
Grits, can you ask the runes anything?
Mhm.
Could you maybe ask them what direction the stone's in?
Fritz is gonna scoop the runes again. Focus on what direction is what's it called? The star
The Star Heart.
Heart.
Is this an
What
ability check that
direction
you're
is
rolling?
Yeah, it's she basically gets visions of what's going on through prophetic visions, and in order to discern them, she has to make a wisdom save
A
or
wisdom
suffer from
save.
a temporary form of madness.
Okay, never mind then.
It doesn't actually do anything to her,
Whew.
or like
Nat 20, 22.
Fantastic. You see your visions come to you. You are finding yourself walking in a grand structure of crystalline spires and winding corridors. Um, and you find yourself walking even further through a shimmering curtain of starlight that separates what appears to be a random park around some very obscure buildings. And as you walk through it, you find yourself in what looks like a vast chamber adorned with tapestries of moonlight and mirrors of moonstone, where you see a shadowy figure sitting on a massive crystalline throne.
Is anything recognizable about said shadowy figure?
Absolutely nothing. And then as you look down to your hand, you see a compass spinning in a circle. And then as you look up, you see this, you start to come back to where you are right now, and you're looking up at the door in front of you, and you look down at the compass, and the compass is pointing towards the door out. And you find yourself back as yourself, no compass in hand, standing, staring at the exit to the Erudition Library.
Grits like grabs some spare paper and like jots down what she just saw really quickly because that was a lot more detail than she's used to retaining.
Ow! Picture books!
And then like tries to doodle out like the kind of the park and buildings that she saw, what little she saw of that. And then she's
And over
gonna
some paints.
hand it to Alouette. Does any of that sound or look familiar to you? We do gotta go in that direction, if that helps. And that's points.
She just
Alouette's
points to the
going to
door.
hold. Alouette's gonna hold the drawings up to the librarian. Does this match any of the maps? Maybe
What map specifically?
of the gate.
First gate.
Anywhere in the gate.
She grabs the image, and she grabs what appears to be a long mechanical rod that emits a light from it, and she actually runs the light over the image, hands the image back to you, touches this floating keyboard, and jots down on another notepad. She says, nothing with even a near match exists like that within First Gate. The closest match we had is that park.
Where's the park?
The park is about, depending on which route you take and which day it is, anywhere from 5 to 3 hours away. 5 minutes to 3
Okay.
hours away.
What's the name of it?
It does not have a name.
What's it
If we
near
were
that
to
has a
bring
name?
our guide, if we were
It
to
is
bring
near
our guide
the.
42 in,
Oh, what was that?
if we were to bring our guide 42 in, would you be able to provide coordinates?
Coordinates?
Is that the right phrase?
It is. It is in the. It's in the human district.
Okay.
Is it the only park in the human district?
No, but it is one of the lesser known ones. It's a small park on the east side.
East side. Okay.
If this is in fact what it is.
It's a better idea than we had before. We will take it.
Thank you. Pulls out another book. This one's from my world. It's Frankenstein.
Mary Shelley or somebody else?
Lisa.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, interesting. Normally he writes about the outsiders. Anyway, old gods, old ones. Okay. I appreciate the knowledge exchange. Is there anything else I can do for any of you?
I think we're okay for
Just
now.
figured that'd be a good tip.
We could
for
come
your
back, right?
excellent service.
Of course. The library is
Okay.
open 24/7 and is free of charge for anybody seeking knowledge.
Thank you.
Of course.
Shall we go and try and figure out where this park is?
Yeah. I think I still have 42 on retainer.
If you don't, then I do.
So, as you walk out, and you look around. You notice that 42 is gone.
Damn it!
You hear a rustling coming from some nearby bushes, and a figure emerges from the shadows, moving with graceful yet a purposeful stride. As you look off to the direction the sound came from, you see standing now barely in the red hue light from the center mass black hole in the center of the first gate. Standing before you is Tess, her eyes holding a glint of otherworldly knowledge. She looks at you all and says, I come bearing a message from the Archfey Nylethriana. She bids your presence in the Twilight's embrace, where she holds her court within her palace. There, she wishes to discuss matters of great importance regarding the Celestial Gem and its fate.
Do the Archfey use anything other than $10 words?
There's a wry smile from Tess as she looks at you and goes, well, if they use $10 words, they always feel like they're at an advantage when it comes to making deals. So, no.
Moriarty reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out a handful of glitter and throws it on Tess. Now I will always be able to find you.
Well, that is a bit rude.
Let her
It's
him
just
too.
She snaps her fingers and prestidigitations all of the glitter off.
You cannot get all of the glitter
You're
off.
still summoning your
This is
eyebrow.
magic! Shut up!
It's never going to come out. You doomed her.
That is literally the
Oh.
only magic that can get glitter out, and that's why it doesn't exist in the real world.
Nuh-uh, you have been
Oh,
cursed with
please.
craft herpes. It's in there somewhere.
Glitter is basically a curse in and of itself.
It is. It is. She casts remove curse and then does it. Shut up.
Fine.
But she just looks at you all and says, "That. What is your response?"
Do we have a meeting place, or are you escorting us?
I will be escorting you.
We don't have to give
Do
you
we take the
memories for
long
this,
way
do
or the
we?
short way through the shadows?
No, you do not owe me anything. I am here on behalf of my mother.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I mean, this is the best thing we got to Elite at this point. Someone's asking us to be there. This we go
Well-
to a park in the human district.
Ah, so I know you. So I see you know of the portal. She was right to send me.
Portal.
Portal and a random park in the human district. How's the changeling business going?
Quite well. That's none of your business.
Well,
So
I think
you
this sounds fine.
you have an infinite number of options here. You can go with Tess. You can tell Tess to screw off, or you can decline it and just move on with your lives. It is completely your choice.
What it sounds like here
Do
is
we
either
wanna
we go with
actively make
her
our
and get the
lives
quick
harder?
way, or we go to the park and get there anyways.
Do we want to take our time, or do we just want to get to this part?
So you just want to go?
I mean,
Yeah,
we'll get there
escorts.
one way or the other. It's more of a question of does Tess want to sit there and just watch us just flail around like assholes for the next half hour?
I mean, there's a high probability she would.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, I think we just go.
Yeah, let's just go. Maybe if she takes us through the shadows, I can pick up how she's doing it because I want that.
Just don't eat anything offered by the Fays. Don't give them your name. Don't,
What
that
name?
Isn't
sort of
us
thing.
going
What?
with her taking her offer? That's something taken by the Fae. Can we trust her?
I am not one that makes deals.
But you
I
could.
am just her daughter. I am not hiding what I am outside of a little bit of hair dye.
And that's some impressive hair dye.
Color was
It's a
it
secret.
before?
It's pitch black.
Hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm getting kind of tired of walking around this crazy place. Let's just, at least I kind of know where I am with the Fae. I don't know where I am with this place.
Well, right now you're in front of the Erudition office, but I assume that's not what you meant.
Right. Literal language. Thank you for the reminder.
You're very welcome. Now, I literally have all night, but I'd rather not use it on you all.
Yes, let's go.
Fantastic. So, as you all accept the invitation, a sense of anticipation fills the air. Mingling with a tinge of apprehension at what lies ahead, Tess leads you through the labyrinthian streets of First Gate, her graceful movements like a shadow dancing in the moonlight. As you all traverse the city's winding alleys, you come upon a hidden courtyard bathed in the soft glow of twilight. In its center floats the Veil of Shadows, a shimmering curtain of starlight that separates the mortal realm from the realm of the Feywild, serving as a gateway to Nylethriana's court. Around it, ethereal wisps of mist drift lazily, casting an enchanting aura over the scene itself. Tess gestures you all towards the portal with solemn reverence, her gaze meeting yours with a mixture of determination and uncertainty. She goes, "This is where our journey ends," her voice barely audible above the gentle rustle of the evening breeze. With a shared nod of understanding, you all step forward, your footsteps echoing softly against the cobblestone pavement as you approach the portal. A sensation washes over you all, a tingling warmth that envelopes your senses and fills you all with a sense of wonder and awe. As you all step through the portal into Twilight's embrace, you find yourselves in a breathtaking spectacle of ethereal beauty. The air is alive with the soft glow of moonlight, casting a radiant sheen over the crystalline spires that reach towards the star-studded heavens above. You find yourselves standing outside a grand structure of crystalline spires and winding corridors. Walking forward, you find yourself standing in a vast chamber adorned with tapestries of moonlight and mirrors of moonstone. As you look forward, sitting before you is, as Grits would have seen it, as you're walking forward, that shadow that you saw actually begins to have features attached to it, and you start to see Nylethriana, her regal presence commanding the attention of all who behold her. She regards each of you with a gaze that seems to pierce the very fabric of your souls, her eyes betraying a sense of curiosity and intrigue. As you all sit there, kind of, or walk in and stand there, kind of dumbstruck about how quickly you all managed to walk right into a court of the Fae, Nylethriana speaks up and says, "You have ventured far, mortal travelers," her voice resonating with a melodic grace echoing through the tranquil night air. "Your journey has brought you to the heart of Twilight's embrace, where the secrets of the cosmos are laid bare. Besides, kneeling beside the Archfey is Alaric Silvervein, his once proud demeanor now reduced to one of despair and defeat. Bound in chains of shimmering silver, he casts a pitiful figure, his fate hanging in the balance. At his side, someone who didn't come through with you, you find Tess, her blade drawn and her eyes ablaze with a fierce determination. The one thing that you notice that's different about Tess is long gone is the dark black hair dye that was associated with her. Her hair is a radiant rainbow hue that kind of it adds a counterbalance to her very dark red skin pigment. Nylethriana says, "You have delved deep into the shadows and unearthed truths," she says, her voice resonating with a hint of admiration as she addresses you. "I am intrigued by your resourcefulness. You have my ear now. A choice lies before you. Will you stand with me and see justice served? Will you seek something for yourselves, or will you turn away, leaving fate to its own devices?" As she asks this question, you realize that her words carry a weight of significance, emphasizing the gravity of the decision facing you all. You all realize that your actions may shape the destiny of First Gate itself, and that you have been given a rare opportunity to influence its outcome. As she speaks, your attention is drawn to the captive nobleman, his fate hanging in the balance. Tess stands by his side, her resolve unwavering as she awaits the final verdict from her mother. The air is charged with tension as you weigh your options, knowing that the decisions you make in this moment will shape the course of your destiny and the fate of those you have met along the way. So,
Out of character. I'm not actually saying this in character. She said, "You have my ear." A part of me really wants to be like, "Okay, hand it over."
Fucking literals.
Anyway,
she does look at you all and say, if I could have your attention for just 1 second before you. Actually, if I could have your attention while you weigh your options. This is a rare moment where you have me in a good mood. So count your blessings, that you have done nothing to bring my ire, and know that as long as you offer a good deal, you may have what you seek.
Wait, so you have the stone already?
Yes. As she gestures back towards the seat, and as you look at the actual throne that she has stood up from at this point, there is a vibrant gem sitting in what looks to be a chalice at the armrest of her seat.
Fully out of
Was-
character. What are our options here if she's already got her shit? Because that was kind of our goal.
Okay, so this is Nylethriana, okay?
Yes.
Not the Crimson Fox. Your goals up to this point were either helping Alaric get his gem back originally. You've switched sides over to the Crimson Fox, and upon doing research, you realized that Alaric had stolen this gem from someone named Seraphina Ravenshadow, who may or may not be a distant relative or a remainder of the Starweaver clan. And you had no idea where the gem was, but now you see standing before you, not only does Nylethriana have the gem itself, but also Alaric, who she herself put in charge of protecting it. He is bound in chains, and Tess is standing next to him with her sword drawn, merely waiting the nod to execute Alaric.
So our options basically get the gem for Crimson Fox, take it for ourselves, or just fuck off.
Or if you wanted to, you could save Alaric.
If
You
we
could ask
wanted to.
questions. You can find out more if you really want to.
Okay, so I already will speak up. My fair lady, was Lord Alaric ever meant to reclaim the gem? It seems you have reclaimed possession of it from the person who was supposed to hold it in custody for you.
Yes. He made some choices that I didn't agree with, so I tested him. And he was found wanting. And he will face the consequences of his actions, should no one intervene on his behalf.
I mean, he is an asshole, but I don't think he deserves to die for it.
Oh,
Not
would you
yet.
take his place?
No. Will
Hey,
the
Femi.
will the ban
You got jokes, I see.
will the ban on how do we say murder or extrajudicial justice apply here?
This is not
well-
First Gate. You are in my realm.
Oh,
You
loophole,
didn't think it was
basically.
strange? I forget. Tess did tell me she's been following you for a while. You all are not from First Gate, and you don't know the intricacies of the city. Things happen in First Gate that are not supposed to happen in First Gate because they're not technically happening in First Gate. This is known as the First Gate, but also known as a city of many portals. Doorways, if you will, to other places. Times, even. Space and time are all but an illusion, and First Gate lays that bare. You can go anywhere, anytime you wish within First Gate, provided you know how. And this little gateway just so happens to lead directly to my audience chamber. And it is open when I wish it to be so.
I only ask because I do not wish for such a fair young lady as your daughter to be tossed into that void. I don't think any of us really care about Lord Alaric. Will there be any complications regarding the Crimson Fox?
What do you mean?
Crimson Fox was also seeking the Celestial Gem. Claims it was a... How did she put it? Heirloom of her family.
Ah, yes, the Starweavers. I have no ill will one way or the other, but if you are working for her, chances are she wants it back, and you not getting it back for her, and her finding out if you don't do it, could spell trouble for you in the future. She's very resourceful, that one. But I cannot reveal all because I do not know all. What I do know is that I have in my possession that which you want.
Would you be willing to make a deal with the Crimson Fox? For her to be the new custodian of the gem?
She was not the one that found out the information about Alaric and myself. You were. I will make a deal with you all, and you all alone.
Hmm.
Of course, you have the choice to just leave, if you so choose, and keep your nose out of business that doesn't truly concern you. But you don't take me for that type of group.
Yes, we are.
I assume at this point,
fools and
Grits is
madmen.
probably chewing on a crystal, and she's like, knock it off.
No, Grits is currently staring at Alaric and like is getting a little like twitch because she's in a realm where murder is possible and this is the guy who knocked her out. And so she's starting to like twitch and fidget and get a little bit of like a frenzy in her eyes.
So is the death of Lord Alaric personal to Tess, or can our little murder hobo? Is that okay if I call you that?
Not a murder hobo. I always have reason for when I murder, and my reason this time is he had the audacity to knock me out
no,
when he knew
I
I
meant
couldn't
as
fucking
in
kill him in response.
no, I meant as in you don't have a home and you're like murdering people.
I have a home. Excuse me? I have a home.
Where?
Because
Where?
I'm not at my home doesn't mean I don't have a home.
Didn't you run away?
That wasn't my
Didn't
home.
you say you
My
couldn't
home
get
was
back?
my family.
We're all
Anyway.
focusing on the wrong thing right now, but it's okay. Very on brand.
Can I
for us.
murder that guy for you?
She likes to bite people.
Or help murder him?
So you do not plan on saving his life?
Oh, absolutely not. He beat me up when he knew
I
I
don't
couldn't
really
kill him in
care. You can
response.
kill him.
Are the people that
Honestly,
work
he
for him
probably
gonna be
just
okay?
wants the blood.
Blood would be nice. Probably actually wouldn't taste very good. He's.
Alo's only concerned because the maid was nice, but like she doesn't give a shit about this guy.
Okay. Nylethriana nods at Tess, who steps back, and Tess looks at you, Grits, and just gestures you to have a blast.
I want to go kill him!
I assume it's going to be brutal. So,
Yes.
Yeah, while that's happening, I'm just
I,
like, there she goes, murdering again.
uh,
Good old murder grits.
Say again as if we've gotten to see this before.
This
I'm
is
going
new to
to
us, yes.
shadow step over, like directly in front of him. Is he conscious at all?
He is. And while he was resigned to his fate at beheading, now that uncertainty is how he's uncertain exactly how he's gonna die now, there is an obvious fear in his eyes. Because
He
he
went
knows
from
now
a
that this
Which
is not
he's
going to
like,
be quick and easy. It's going to be slow and horrifying and painful.
he went
Chris
from a
is like
quick
starting to drool a little bit, and she's got that manic light in her eyes, and she's gonna lean in really close. There's like her nose, the end of her snout presses against his nose. She just goes, "Listen, I'm not allowed to kill there, and it's been a minute. It's been a lot longer than I normally go between kills. So I'm gonna savor this. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm really not. But you should feel honored that you get to die at the hands of a genius. So there you go." And she's gonna like yank out some wickedly like jagged and like sharp toothed knife, and she's just gonna start slowly carving him open, and she's gonna make sure.
You pull the knife out, and Alouette goes, "Wait, wait, wait."
Can we steal all his stuff first?
You can steal it after.
Okay.
Jeez. I thought that was
Jesus
bad.
Christ. My
So,
third, no,
real
this is my
quick,
fourth group to run through First Gate, and this is
Poor
by
guy.
far the absolute worst people that have ever been let into the gate unchecked.
Not for nothing,
Yeah.
but you've had the same sociopath twice in 2 games,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Moriarty is now forging a will, and he's like, "Can I get like Lord Alaric to like designate me his heir so I can get all of his stuff?"
Alaric
is
is
that-
unable to sign, and if you want that to be the deal you make with Nyleth Rihanna, go right ahead.
He's not gonna have anything. He
Um,
lost the gem. He's about to die. Listen, you guys can kill him if you want. About the deals.
still the vampire's the one with the morality clause.
I just want to note that as someone who has turned killing into an art form, Grits does know how to avoid like the most vital parts and make it as slow as possible, and she's going to do that. This is going to take a while.
There is just screaming, just horrified screaming until Nyleth Rihanna, like after about like 2 minutes of it, and she realizes that you are going to take your time. She simply looks over at you and Alaric as he is like just twitching, but in these silver chains, just like screaming, and then she just mutes him. And you see that you
As
see
he
the
gets
intensity
muted-
from the pain, but there's no sound.
As the screaming stops, you all hear Grits going soup, soup, soup.
I have realized something. She might be her world's version of Jack the Ripper.
Maybe.
I don't know who that is.
Weirdly
He
enough,
sings
Alouette
things
would.
like I should have reference to them.
Now that is being handled.
Progressing?
Yes.
Squelching noises
Uh,
as she pulls like
Oh God!
flesh from muscle and
Oh,
starts
boy.
chewing on flesh pieces. And
Listen,
I'll stop. Please continue.
Fritz, don't play with your food.
I don't know if you
I'm
want to be
savoring it.
the next... I wouldn't correct Grits.
Let her have this. She's been good.
Okay.
so for your deals, typically, what is your price? Of course, this man has offered up his life. Some people like gold. Some people like a
Well, it depends on what
bargain
you
of some
ask.
sort.
Is this like wishes?
No,
No.
I do not grant
Aw.
wishes. I can grant you that which is in my power to grant you.
I would like the gem.
Okay.
Grits
Rainbow
stops
Queen just
like-
sure.
mid carving, stops and looks at the archfey because I cannot pronounce that name.
Nyleth
Nyla, let's
Rihanna,
call her
yes. Trust me, it
Looks
took
at
me a
Nyla
bit
and goes-
to pronounce it after I typed it out too.
Listen, I got kidnapped to technically work for someone who's like I guess would be similar, like immortal level as you. I don't know. I don't know how this works. But
You
if
wish
I
for
start
your
working for
freedom?
you instead,
Oh, you wish a different type of bondage.
Phrasing.
I would rather work for someone that I know the face of, or at least a face of. I don't like this whole faceless shit going on. Cause yeah, could you do that?
Well, there's a couple ways we can go about that. If you wish to break the bonds of servitude to that which lays beyond, by the way, that is the name of the entity which holds your strings, as it were.
That's unsettling.
Hmm.
I don't like things with that many names in their first name.
Yes, well, they came before and they will be here after. There is one thing that would. It seems you both are kind of at an impasse. One of you wants the gem, and my price for saving you from your potentially gruesome fate is you would become the gem's new custodian. Unless you can offer me something else. I do like your work. Looks like you enjoy it more than my daughter does.
I am a specialist in my field. I have lost count of how many people I've actually killed, and I say people very loosely. I mean, I've killed big things, I've killed small things, a lot more big things than small things because the big things think they're stronger than me, and I can probably bench press like everyone here at once. Um, I have a very unique skill set. I also have a brother who has a very unique skill set who likes to help me with things. I'm not saying he'd work for you, but I'm saying you could definitely benefit from that. I'm what I'm
Honestly, you
offering.
seem like a fairly, dare I say, straightforward employer.
Hmm.
At
Nothing
least
is
we
ever
know you would keep your
straightforward.
word.
Yes.
She's an archfey.
She
It's
did
never
just
straightforward with the archfey. No offense, I don't mean that offensively. I wish I was clever enough to do that kind of thing, but I'm really not.
yeah, no offense. She did just steal the gem to test the guy who was holding the gem to see if he was worthy. And then when she decided he wasn't, killed him. Was getting
Yeah,
killed,
which
I guess.
means I
Better at
know
your
what she'll
job.
do if I fail. But like I said, I'm not offering to be custodian of the gem. I am offering me, my services.
One moment, little one. Yes, doll.
Fully expected the little one to be me, but all right. Um, do you think maybe Tess could go get the Crimson Fox? If she's not needed with everything happening over there?
I do not think the Crimson Fox and I would see eye to eye, and I would be unfortunately required to put an end to the Starweaver's dynasty.
The Crimson
Why?
Fox isn't gonna want to be custodian. They're gonna want it to be in their possession as if it's theirs. Us being a custodian would be us like holding on to it for the Archfey.
Then why can't she hold on to it for the Archfey?
She's not going to want to, is the thing. She believes it
If it's better to
belongs to
have it,
her, so she's going to want it, but she's going to want to keep it.
I
mean,
mean,
if it's better not have it, I would rather have it and just not tell people that it's not all the way mine.
There's also the little bit of information that goes along with I'm the reason it was taken from her in the first place.
Yes,
I
that
mean,
would put a damper on
we
it.
don't have to tell her that.
Oh,
I think she might
information
know.
has a way of getting out.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know about y'all. I wouldn't say that he's British. I don't know about you all, but don't really want to get in battle between legendary thief and literal queen of the Fae.
I'm not
Oh.
the queen of the Fae.
It's
Hey.
Archfey, not. But
That was a
go
bit of
on.
hyperbole, but I am open to jobs from you. I like stealing things. That is all I will say. And
hey,
Moriarty
hey,
steps
hey!
back.
I'm already trying to get a job. Don't step on my toes. I'll eat
You
your
want a job
face.
murdering people. I want a job stealing things.
I can steal things too.
Okay.
Actually, can I
Stealing
get some clear?
lives.
What does the gem do? It's from what we heard. It grants it. This man has earned his riches from it, right? But what does it actually do?
It does a great many things. Until it is fully restored to what it once was, it won't do nearly as much. But ultimately, it allows some minor planar travel. It allows for the casting of unique spells, and it is a status and symbol to those who wield it and those who see it being wielded. Its applications are almost limitless. It just depends on whether or not you use it properly. It does have a tricky history with whether or not you use it for personal gain or for the betterment of others.
Yeah, we're really not the people to handle that kind of thing then.
I want to be rich, though. You know how nice it was?
Sounds like
I
it
think
punishes
she would
John,
rather
check your
people
be
who...
DMs
rich
real
than
quick.
give you that back.
Sorry, what?
Check your DMs real quick.
Okie dokie.
I think she would probably be happier giving you money than she would be happier giving you the stone back. Rich
Well,
feels easy here compared to the rest.
she seems very willing to give up the stone as a custodian, right?
But then you have to live here. What if you found somewhere better?
Honestly, it seems
I-
more like she wants someone who's willing to use it on her behalf without having to risk a backlash.
Yes, that's why I'm saying it's kind of
You
a bad
all
deal.
assume that I care where the gym goes. If you
I'll
are
do
a
it.
custodian of the gym,
I'll do it. What you asked me to do to transfer my contract, I'll do it. What? The planner travel will help. I can kill more people for you. I'm sure you've got people you're pissed off at in multiple planes of existence.
Hmm.
Plus, I can visit all my family.
Before you make the contract, have Hyde come out and help you with the contract.
And you know that I will quite literally eat anyone who tries to take it.
She's got a
Fair.
point.
Yeah, I would never try to take a gem from her.
You say looking down at where your finger used to be missing.
Still have it, but the point stands. Now, my pointer finger, on the other hand, maybe not.
So, just so I as the storyteller understand. You all are, at least one of you is going to relinquish yourselves to Nylethriana as the new custodian of the gym in exchange for custodianship of the gym, which means you are giving up the ability to give it to the Crimson Fox.
I mean, that's what Grits is willing to do because Grits is desperate to get out of her current situation.
I mean, what if we just gave Grits and the stone to the Crimson Fox? She can keep them both.
You know, Grits might not argue with that.
That's
Once
not
again,
how
we're getting into-
custodianship
it's not
works.
quite.
No, but it means that. Never mind.
Look, I'm
I-
going to tell you right now that if you are the custodian of this, the Crimson Fox will never get their hands on it. Now, if you're willing to be the custodian, I will give you each a favor or a boon of sorts, other than you, who will already be receiving yours.
She goes back to she's still watching the conversation, but she goes back to torturing poor Alaric.
Who is
How
still
long has that
silently
been going
screaming.
on now? Is there a record for how long a death takes? Because I think she's going for it.
Grits just like snaps her fingers for a hellish rebuke to like sear a wound shut so he doesn't bleed out. Oh, I've done worse than this. I don't have as many tools as I normally might.
Yeah, it, it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really can't ask for a better custodian.
it, it's very much scare tactic, but also if they do get near, they will actually just get butchered, which is a very good combination.
So,
But what are the boons that you're offering? Is it
I already know what each of you want. I've done my research. You, Grits, refrain from ever giving this over to the Crimson Fox. You become the new custodian. I save you from your fate. You will do bidding on my behalf. When I need it done, you will make sure that the gym never leaves your presence, and we'll go over the details of how long that is. Alaric had a certain deal, you will have another one.
But I mean, even when the custodianship is up, I'd still work for you, right? I wouldn't go back to the faceless motherfucker.
Custodianship never ends.
Okay.
It ends in one way. Well, two. She looks over at Alaric.
I don't
You,
know. I could probably do a pretty good vengeful ghost routine.
Jesus Christ, that's me as myself, not Nyleth Rihanna. She just stares blankly at you, but then she looks at Remus and she goes, "You wish to reclaim what you lost. You want gold. You want power. Yes?
yes?
Would you like to go back from whence you came from when you left? Or would you
Uh,
prefer to live out your days in the current time?"
I'd have to go back to where I was from.
No. You could just go back to First Gate if you wanted to.
Where I was from is live it for a few hundred years and it kind of gets old, you know.
Hmm.
And I got stabbed, and 1,000 years went by, and now everything's probably different. Uh, Maybe it's better I stay here,
Hmm.
or not here, but in the First Gate. But I'd like riches. I'd like his house for the Alaric.
Okay. Then you shall have it, as long as Grits remains custodian, and that deal does not change. Moriarty, you wish to work for me as well?
Yes.
Fantastic. You will be one of my spies. You'll be outfitted with whatever you need for each mission, and you will have an extended life.
Okay. Do you have
Alouette,
anyone that? Sorry. Do you have anyone that can help me learn to control my other half of my personality? At least turn it into an asset rather than just a side effect.
she throws a ring at you. There's now a command word. It does not work any other way.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Alouette,
Hmm?
you are looking for your little girl.
I mean, any little girl would be nice.
How about I tell you the story about your creation? You were not abandoned.
She like visibly wilts at this just a little.
Your child was murdered
Oh,
when her village was ransacked by some king's men from whence you came. that being said, if you are looking for someone to keep company, might you stay in my court and we find you one when we switch some people out? Your choice.
No, thank you.
Oh. Then what do you want?
I think I'll just go back to the gate and see if I can find someone myself. Someone already picked me once. I think it's my turn to get to pick them.
Very well. So you want for nothing.
I mean, some more gate credits would be nice, but I don't think that's too big of a concern. I can find things. I'm small. I fit under things. People drop stuff all the time.
Very well.
Keep in contact at least.
Okay.
And with that, the shroud drops down on top of you as twilight takes over the night. And darkness descends on all of your visions, and you all, with the exception of Grits and Moriarty, who remain next to the throne at the behest of one of the Fae, Archfey, Nylethriana, you will both have jobs going forward in the future that are morally questionable at best. Remus, you are you find yourself inside of Lord Alaric's manor. It is empty. However, next to you is what amounts to the biggest pile of gold you've ever seen. One that would make even an adult dragon envious. You are rich beyond your wildest dreams. And the deed lay next to you to Alaric's manor. Alouette, you find yourself where you've always found yourself, in the center of the market. Lots of people wandering around. And as you look at your gate mark and try to figure out what you're going to do with your life, you see that it is also loaded with a significant amount of credits. Now, as time goes by, you all decided to pursue your own interests, and one of you secured the Celestial Gem for yourselves. Alaric is now dead. Seraphina, Starweaver, never reclaims her title. Oh, cool. You all found an ending I didn't write for. Fantastic. You all get a secret ending. I had a lot of them, too.
Yeah,
Those
you
of you
did
that
not
stay
account
within
for the chaos.
those of you that
Accounted
stay
for a lot
within
of things
First Gate.
without us.
Those of you that stay within First Gate find that you always feel like you're being watched. As if someone's got their eye on you. It goes by for quite some time, until eventually the eyes stop showing up because they realize that obviously you are no longer doing what you said you were going to do. Alouette and Remus, you both at one point wake up one morning, regardless of where you are, and there is a note that just has the fox head on it, sealed. And it says, "I see you've given up the quest to save my people. I hope the choices you made were worth it. Don't let yourselves be found in my domain again."
Where's her domain? And when did we go there?
I mean, you can assume based off of that information that the Whispered Wind Alley and anywhere in the Moonlit Theater District are her territory.
Oh, that's okay.
And anywhere you see her sigil like graffitied on the walls, you know to avoid.
Fair enough.
Moriarty, you are sent out on various missions throughout the plains in order to harass, harangue. 9 times out of 10, you go as a spy or a thief of some sort, and you come back usually with coins in bags that are bloodied, covered in gore, because you realize that maybe thieving is a little bit easier with a little bit of muscle. Having the ability to control your transformations much more fluidly has made life significantly easier for you and a little bit more of a hell for everybody else. Grits, you have in your possession now until your death, one way or the other, the Celestial Gem. You use it to whatever ends you deem necessary. The deal you made with Nylethriana gives you a time frame that you can be without the gem before she will exact her revenge on you. And in what can only be a tongue-in-cheek moment, she says that the number of days increases by the number of bodies you stack.
Grits loves that. Grits also, though, will like travel the plains for a while, obviously killing where it suits her, or if she's told to. But she's going to search for someone who can inlay the gem in her skin somewhere, like in the back of her hand or in her chest or something. So it is quite literally on her person at all times.
So,
Because if Grits knows one thing, it's that you don't fucking break a deal with the Archfey, and she's not fucking with that shit.
just so you are aware, you are a small creature. This gem is literally the size of your hand. So it's going to be inlaid in your chest.
Beautiful. Awesome.
So it is permanently affixed to you, for better or for worse. Now, we'll talk after this about whether or not you actually attune to this thing, which is fine if you do or if you don't. But you are the custodian for it, and the caveat to the number of deaths is it's not indiscriminate deaths, it's deaths you do on her behalf.
Okay.
But she doesn't care what else you do, just as long as you keep the gem safe. And you do what she bids when she bid it done. And the first gate changes ever slowly with the Crimson Fox unable to reclaim the gem. A few years go by. The Crimson Fox becomes more desperate in her search for it and eventually is captured by the authorities. Elira Blackthorn actually eventually catches her when she got cocky and overstepped. There is no longer a savior for the disenfranchised and disheartened poor in the city, and it grows a little bit darker. The loss of Alaric Silvervein has a major upheaval and creates a vacuum of power where others vie for the position. Remus, you are thrown directly in the middle of that. You are now one of the more notable people within the city. You are a count. You are no longer Duke or whatever. You are a count for real. I think you were Count Remus, so that doesn't matter.
I was count, but then I
Your
would have
count-
lost the title.
Yeah, you
over
lost the
1,000
title.
years.
You are once again Count Remus. You are a notable figure within First Gate, wielding massive political power. However, you are having to play the political games, just like everyone else. Moriarty, you enjoy a very long, extended life of brutality against anyone who crosses you or Nylethriana. Alouette, you live out your days as you wish and please. maybe going on the next adventure. Maybe you eventually travel to another plane. Maybe you don't. But the one thing you do is you constantly search for the one that you will call yours. The next little girl who you pick rather than you being picked and discarded. And Grits, your future is yet to be written. And with that, we end Tales from the Gate. We thank you all for joining us. We will probably have some more in the future. But without further ado, have a wonderful night. Check out biscuitinrpg.com if you're interested in learning about the first gate and picking up a copy of it for yourself. Good night, everybody.
Bye. And keep